tsunami rising out of the Pacific. Its huge waves sweeping away everything in its path. A massive wall of water that rose as high as 30 feet, swallowing up parts of Japan.
Japan has seen some of the most devastating earthquakes in modern history. But what's coming next could be far worse. The Nankai Trough Earthquake isn't just a distant possibility. Experts say that there is a 70 to 80% chance that it happens within the next 30 years, with some saying that it to be happening a lot sooner. And when it does, it's going to take a devastating human toll, with estimates of up to 300,000 lives at risk and up to $10 trillion of economic damage. This is Japan's biggest natural threat. But if you live here, getting up and leaving is not an option for everybody, especially for Japan's locals. So let alone there is no even telling when an earthquake is going to hit. But there are steps you can take to protect yourself, even if it means making tough choices now to ensure that you have the best chance of survival later. This video, although serious, it is about how to survive the worst case scenario and to minimize the impact of the hazards triggered by the earthquake. I've been in Japan now for a few years, and in that time I've grown more attached, not just to the culture and the way of life, although it's absolutely beautiful, but to the people themselves. There's a quiet resilience here, a kindness, a sense of community that's really hard to put into words unless you've lived it day to day. Over time, Japan has started to feel less like a place I'm visiting and more of a place I really care about. And so the thought of a disaster this huge, a one that could turn millions of lives upside down, doesn't just feel like a distant warning, but it feels really personal. And so that's why I wanted to make this video, not to be dramatic or spread fear, but in the hope that even one person comes away a little bit more aware and a little bit more prepared. The Nankai Trough is a massive fault line that runs along Japan's southern coast. Every 90 to 150 years it ruptures in a megaquake, and we're now overdue. The last time this happened was in 1946 with a magnitude 8. But the next one, scientists believe it could hit a magnitude 9.1. The biggest Nankai Trough earthquake in recorded history was in 1707 with the Hoei earthquake, which was so powerful that it triggered the last known eruption of Mount Fuji. And here's what most people don't understand or realize. Earthquake magnitudes aren't linear, they are logarithmic, meaning a magnitude 9 releases about 32 times more energy than a magnitude 8. To put that into perspective, the 2011 Tōhoku earthquake, which caused a tsunami, a nuclear disaster, and over 20,000 lives lost, was a magnitude 9. And that wasn't even centered near the most densely populated areas of Japan. The Nankai quake could strike closer to cities like Osaka, Nagoya, and even Tokyo, with far greater human and economic consequences. So, a 9.1 isn't just bigger, it's a completely different league. We're talking about minutes of shaking, tsunamis over 30 meters high, and entire cities wiped off the map. Ryo Tatsuki, a manga artist now in her 70s, has lived a quiet life. Back in 1999, she published a manga titled The Future I Saw, a personal, surreal collection of dreams that she has claimed to have had since she was a teenager. Most people dismissed it, just imagination. But then those dreams started to come true. She foresaw the 1995 Kobe earthquake. She predicted the passing of Princess Diana. She even wrote of a massive wave years before the 2011 Tōhoku tsunami hit. After those events, her once forgotten book became a cult phenomenon. In 2021, she released a revised edition, and in it she made a chilling claim. A catastrophic event will strike in July 2025. Let's just hope for all our sake that she is wrong. Whether you believe in science, fate, a higher mind, or nothing at all, if she's right again, then we may be already out of time. During the 2011 Tōhoku earthquake, the tsunami didn't just hit the coast, it surged inland for up to 10 kilometers in some areas. Entire towns were swallowed, cars, buildings, people, gone. The Nankai Trough could trigger something just as devastating. So, if you're living anywhere near the coast, that is a serious risk. I believe true safety means being at least 15 to 20 kilometers inland, and as a bonus, have an elevation of at least 30 meters or more. And not just because of the water itself, it's the speed. You might only have minutes to get clear of it. Living further inland or on a higher ground isn't just smart. It could be the one thing that saves your life. Living in highly densely populated areas with high-rise buildings, also a serious major risk. The 1923 Great Kanto earthquake, for example, resulted in widespread destruction in Tokyo, exacerbated by fires and collapsed structures. So, choosing to live in areas with fewer tall buildings and open spaces can reduce injury risk. And finally, landslide susceptibility. Japan's mountainous terrain makes it prone to landslides. It's full of mountains, especially during seismic events. The 2018 Hokkaido earthquake triggered over 6,000 landslides in most of the hilly regions, and so settling in flat, low-lying areas away from slopes and cliffs can mitigate this hazard. There are also real-time risk maps available for landslides, as well as detailed seismic hazard information provided by Japan's national agencies. I've linked them below, so please take a look. Take time to explore them carefully. The more you understand your surroundings, the better you'll be prepared. Each of these places offer something simple but vital: distance, elevation, and stability. And in a disaster like the one that's coming, that could be all the difference. Finally, I just want to finish off by saying this. The next steps are preparation. Even if you have found a safe place, disasters don't come with a warning. Get yourself as much food and water that is required. Locate your nearest evacuation centres, know the fastest routes to get out of there. Stock up on essential supplies, medicine, flashlights, power banks, clothes, something to keep you warm. And all of this is about minimizing risk and maximizing your chance of survival. But don't let the weight of it all consume you. This isn't about living in fear, it's about living wisely. Accept the circumstances that you are in and take the steps, make the changes, and then breathe. Because once you are prepared, the best thing you can do is carry on living.